they're not gonna like what comes next. Because they haven't been held accountable for so long. They've been around other people that fed their delusions so much to the point that they believe that they're justified in their actions and their behavior. They don't see how they manipulate people into getting what they want when they're already given what they need. When other people have to work for it, they cry, they whine, they manipulate to get their way. And then, when the changing of the guard happens, all of a sudden, people in positions of power are getting called Nazis and stuff because they're holding people accountable when they should have been held accountable way back there. Should have been held accountable. And this is a theme that's happening from the top to the bottom. I'm talking about people's personal lives, also talking about on the tippy top, systems of power. And when I watch stuff like this unfold and I see how the results come in and what's changing and what's happening, it's like God's way of letting me know what He's doing. And it's that time. Things are going to change. And they're going to throw fits like little children because they're no longer getting their way anymore. People that have worked hard, people that actually put in an effort, the best effort that they can give, but keep coming up short. Those people are going to be given the opportunities that these people that have manipulated their way into things have had for so long and didn't deserve. I just spent the last couple of years in a recovery house. And the transition that happened is pretty crazy, right? So this person that's running the house, the operations manager, first of all, it does not take a whole team of people to run a single recovery house, because I know a woman in Grand Rapids, Michigan that runs multiple houses by herself. Sometimes she pays somebody to come in and do things. But the point is, it doesn't take that many people. And this man got a grant, a $300,000 grant from the government, and took $140,000 of that for his own salary when he barely didn't do nothing. He makes a few phone calls, does this, that, the other. He puts on a good show. He's very good at putting on a good show and acting like he wants to help people, and that's his whole thing. Meanwhile, there's all kinds of things that are going on in the house that shouldn't be happening. People taking up space that should be shared space, and people not being held accountable for it. People breaking curfew, breaking rules, not being held accountable for it. Meanwhile, people that aren't favorited make one tiny little mistake and get kicked out of the house. When in a recovery house, in a situation like that, generally, the rules should apply to everyone. There should be no special circumstances. Of course, it's always up to the person that is in power. Sometimes people get favor, and favor ain't fair. But that's not what I'm talking about. So there's all this stuff going on. People getting kicked out that deserves a second chance, in my opinion. And people that continuously broke the rules, continuously did things to disturb the house and other people. You share a room with someone and you're up all night in and out of the bedroom, and that person has to get up for work in the morning. That's rude. That's disrespectful. But then when you can go to the people that are in positions of power and cry and whine and get your way, what does that say to everybody else in the house? Oh, I can do whatever I want. That's the same sort of theme that's going on at the tippy top. It's manipulation. It's playing whatever card you gotta to get things your way. So, he was no longer going to get the grant. He needed to figure out how he was gonna save his face and move the girls that couldn't pay out of that house somewhere else so that he could make $4,000 off a head in that house because he needs the money. Eating it up like crazy. So, he finds somebody else, moves some of us into this other house. Just so happens that this is a good woman. And that's God's favor. So I get moved into this house. Some of the same drama's still going on. Somebody new comes in. People aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. Same old, same old. And then all of a sudden he says, oh, you have 2 months and then you have to pay this. It was the same time I lost my job. Great. I'm going to be homeless again. Nope. I'm going to have faith. Trust God. Even if I have to be homeless, God's going to take care of me. I don't have to worry about it. And for the last couple of years, I've been hearing God's going to send a stranger to bless you. And the woman that owned the house gave me this apartment. She didn't have to worry about rent for a year. That's the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me in my entire life. No strings attached. I cannot recall anyone ever doing anything like this for me without strings attached. And not even to this level. Even my own father got me a car with strings attached. I had to pay for it. And the crazy thing is my dad stole it. He got it from his girlfriend, traded my crappy car, didn't tell her that the transmission blew and all that jazz, and dumped her and blocked her. But she sent me a message over Facebook and she said, I just wanted to let you know that God wants you to have that car. And I didn't piece it together till later. It's just like pretty obvious. My dad did not pay her for that car. So he was making money off of me. You see the theme here? So to wrap up the story, one of the girls that I lived with in the original house got moved into this other house. And the house manager, who is no longer getting paid, who didn't live there, is still involved. And the same kind of drama is unfolding again, except even worse. This individual was given so much grace and then is not paying rent and had the audacity to ask the owner of the house for money because they overslept and missed a flight. Their family paid for the ticket. They missed the flight, and they had the audacity to, when they can't pay rent, ask the owner to give them $1,000. Meanwhile, the one person in the house that is doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're trying to make them look like the bad guy yet again. Except this time, it's not working. Except this time, the person that is in the position of power isn't buying the BS, isn't buying the lies, and is doing her best to do what's right, and still giving grace even though people don't deserve it. But time's about to be up. Do what you're supposed to be doing, what you need to be doing, or you're gone. You can't help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves. No longer will people be living off of the backs of others. It's a changing of the guard.